6 months. That is all it takes to completely change your life. Not years, not a lifetime. Just 6 months of focused effort, intense discipline, and unwavering commitment. Most people never realize how quickly they can turn everything around because they are stuck in the mindset that transformation takes forever. But it doesn't. 6 months of doing the right things, 6 months of moving with purpose, 6 months of executing at the highest level, and you will look back and barely recognize yourself. Most people waste 6 months without even realizing it. They drift from one thing to another. They let distractions steal their time. They start things and never finish them. And because of that, nothing changes. But the people who understand how momentum works, the people who know how to focus, the people who commit fully, those are the ones who experience breakthroughs that seem impossible to everyone else. Imagine if you decided right now that the next 6 months would be different, that for the first time in your life, you would lock in completely, that you would eliminate every distraction, every excuse, every weakness that has held you back, that you would wake up every single day with a plan, execute that plan with precision, and refuse to slow down, no matter what. If you did that, if you truly committed to that level of intensity, where would you be 6 months from today? How much stronger? How much sharper? How much closer to the life you want? Most people never ask themselves this question. They tell themselves they will change someday. They say they will get serious when the time is right. But the truth is, someday is not a real day on the calendar. And the right time never comes. There is only now. And the people who succeed, the people who rise to the top, the people who separate themselves from the crowd, those are the ones who understand that every moment they waste is a moment they will never get back. So here's the decision you need to make. Are you ready to take full control? Are you ready to stop waiting? Are you ready to give yourself 6 months of relentless execution? 6 months of becoming the most disciplined, focused, and unstoppable version of yourself? Because if you are about to experience a level of progress most people will never see in their lifetime. And once you see what you are capable of, you will never want to go back. This is not about motivation. This is not about feeling inspired for a few days and then falling off track. This is about a system, a structured step-by-step plan that, if followed correctly, will guarantee success. A plan that will force you to grow, to evolve, to push past every limitation you thought you had. A plan that will transform your habits, your mindset, your discipline, and your results. So if you are ready, if you are serious, if you are willing to do what is necessary, then the next 6 months will be the most powerful, productive, and transformative months of your life. And once you start, once you commit, once you see the power of consistent execution, there will be no stopping you. The first step in this 6-month plan is to take full responsibility for where you are right now. No more blaming circumstances. No more pointing fingers. No more waiting for things to change on their own. If you are not where you want to be in life, there is only one reason. Your decisions have led you here. And if you want to change where you are 6 months from now, you need to start making better decisions today. Most people never take full ownership of their life. They blame their past, their environment, their upbringing, the people around them. They convince themselves that they are stuck because of external forces. But winners do not think like that. Winners understand that no matter what has happened in the past, they are in control of what happens next. They do not waste energy complaining about things they cannot change. They put all their focus into what they can control. And that is what you need to do. From this moment forward, you must adopt the mindset that everything is your responsibility, your results, your progress, your habits, your mindset, your success. If something is not working in your life, it is your job to fix it. If you are not where you want to be, it is your job to do something about it. No more excuses. No more waiting. No more wasting time. The next thing you need to do is get crystal clear on your goals. Most people fail because they do not have a clear target. They say they want success, but they cannot define what success looks like. They say they want to improve, but they have no idea what that actually means. If you do not have a precise, measurable goal, you will never make real progress. So ask yourself, where do I want to be 6 months from now? What do you want to accomplish? What skills do you want to develop? What habits do you want to build? What areas of your life need to improve? And be specific. If you want to get in shape, what does that mean? Losing a certain amount of weight? Gaining muscle? Running a faster mile? If you want financial success, what does that look like? Earning a specific amount of money? Saving a certain percentage? Building a business? Vague goals create vague results. You need a target that is so clear, so precise, that there is no confusion about what you are working toward. Once you have your goals, you need a plan. Because setting goals is not enough. Anyone can say they want something. The difference between winners and everyone else is that winners create a roadmap. They do not just set goals. They break them down into daily, weekly, and monthly actions. If your goal is to get in the best shape of your life in 6 months, what does that require on a daily basis? What does your training plan look like? What does your nutrition need to be? How many hours of sleep do you need? If your goal is financial success, what are the exact steps you need to take? Do you need to increase your income? Cut unnecessary expenses? Build a new skill? Start a business? You need to get specific about what needs to be done every single day to move you closer to your goal. And then you need to execute relentlessly, because this is where most people fail. They set goals, they make a plan, but then they do not follow through. They let distractions get in the way. They let emotions dictate their actions. They let inconsistency ruin their progress. But that will not be you. For the next 6 months, you will show up every single day and execute your plan with discipline. And this is the key. You must stop negotiating with yourself. Most people fail because they give themselves options. They wake up and ask themselves, do I feel like doing this today? And the moment you ask yourself that question, you have already lost. Because your mind will always choose comfort over effort. It will always take the easier route. It will always look for an excuse to avoid doing the hard work. But winners do not negotiate with themselves. They do not wake up and ask if they should work out. They just do it. They do not wonder if they should follow their plan. They execute their plan no matter what. They have made a decision in advance that their actions are non-negotiable. And because of that, they succeed. And this is the mindset you must develop. Your success over the next 6 months depends on your ability to take action, even when you do not feel like it. Your discipline must be stronger than your emotions. Your commitment must be stronger than your excuses. Your focus must be stronger than your distractions. Because if you can do that, if you can build the habit of executing without hesitation, you will achieve more in 6 months than most people do in years. And that is the power of this plan. It is not about motivation. It is not about hype. It is about systematically changing your life through consistent, disciplined action. It is about making decisions that force you to grow. It is about pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone every single day, so that 6 months from now, you are not just a little better. You are unrecognizable from the person you are today. So this is your challenge. No more hesitation. No more inconsistency. No more waiting for the perfect moment. From this point forward, you are all in, every single day, without fail. Because if you commit to this level of intensity, Nothing can stop you. The first step in this 6-month success plan is to establish complete control over your time and priorities. Without this, nothing else will work. You can set all the goals you want. You can make all the plans in the world, but if you do not control your time, someone else will. Your days will get eaten up by distractions. Your energy will be drained by things that do not matter. And before you know it, 6 months will have passed, and you will still be in the same place. That is why the first commitment you must make is this: every single moment of my time will serve my mission. Most people let their time slip away. They wake up and immediately react to the world. And before they even start their day, their mind is already scattered. This is why they stay stuck. They live on autopilot. They do not have a system. They do not have a structure. And because of that, they never make real progress. But you are not going to live that way anymore. From this moment forward, you will take control of your schedule. You will wake up with a plan, and you will execute that plan without hesitation. You will not let distractions dictate your day. You will not waste time on things that do not serve your mission. You will treat every single hour like it is the most valuable resource you have, because it is. And that means setting boundaries. That means eliminating wasted time. That means refusing to engage in anything that pulls you away from your vision. Because here is the truth. Every single thing you do is either moving you closer to your goals or pulling you further away. There is no neutral. There is no, I'll do it later. There is no, just 5 more minutes. There is only forward or backward. And if you are serious about transforming your life in 6 months, you must move forward every single day. This is where most people fail. They start strong, but they do not protect their time. They allow themselves to be pulled in too many directions. They give in to distractions. They waste hours doing things that do not matter. And because of that, they lose momentum. They lose focus. They fall back into their old ways. But that will not be you. You will create a schedule that forces you to succeed. You will wake up at the same time every day. You will structure your mornings to maximize your energy. You will dedicate blocks of time to deep work, to training, to growth. You will not allow meaningless distractions to interfere with your mission. And most importantly, you will stick to your schedule no matter what. Because once you start negotiating with yourself, once you start making exceptions, once you start skipping things because you don't feel like it, you lose. This is not about working harder. This is about working smarter. This is about eliminating wasted effort and focusing on what actually moves the needle. Most people are busy, but they are not productive. They fill their day with things that do not matter. They trick themselves into thinking they are making progress, when in reality, they are just staying in motion without actually moving forward. But you will not fall into that trap. You will not confuse movement with progress. Every action you take will be intentional. Every effort you make will be measured. Every single thing you do will serve a purpose. And if it does not serve your mission, you will cut it out of your life immediately. And this is where your biggest breakthrough will happen, when you realize how much of your time is actually being wasted. Because when you start tracking your days, when you start measuring how you are really spending your time, you will see the truth. You have far more time than you think. You are just not using it correctly. And once you fix this, once you remove every distraction, once you create a system that keeps you locked in, everything changes. Your productivity goes through the roof. Your progress speeds up. Your results multiply. And what used to take you months to accomplish starts happening in weeks. This is how you create massive success in just 6 months. By taking control of your time with absolute discipline. By removing everything that is not serving you. By eliminating wasted effort and replacing it with relentless execution. So from this moment forward, there are no more wasted hours. There are no more distractions. There are no more excuses. Every single second you have is valuable. Every single decision you make matters. And if you commit to this, if you protect your time with the same intensity that winners do, 6 months from now, you will not even recognize your life. Now that you have taken full control of your time, the next step is to master discipline. Because time alone will not change your life. How you use it will. And this is where most people fail. They set goals, they make plans, they create schedules, but they do not have the discipline to follow through. They rely on motivation. They wait until they feel like doing the work. And that is why they stay stuck. If you want to change your life in 6 months, you must eliminate this weakness. You must stop letting feelings dictate your actions. You must become the kind of person who executes no matter what. Because here's the truth. Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Not talent, not luck, not intelligence, just pure relentless discipline. The ability to show up every day and do what needs to be done, whether you feel like it or not. And this is where your real transformation begins. Because once you train yourself to act without hesitation, once you eliminate the habit of overthinking, once you remove the need for motivation, you become unstoppable. Most people never get here because they never push past the resistance. They let discomfort stop them. They let small obstacles break their momentum. They quit when things get hard. But winners, they thrive in discomfort. They do not run from struggle. They embrace it. They understand that pain, fatigue, doubt, none of it matters. The only thing that matters is execution. And that is the mindset you must adopt. No more excuses, no more negotiations, no more waiting for the perfect conditions. From now on, your actions will not be based on how you feel. Your actions will be based on what needs to be done. This means waking up when you say you will, without hitting snooze. This means training your body even when you feel tired. This means working on your goals, even when nobody is watching. This means eliminating the phrase, "I don't feel like it," from your vocabulary. Because here's the truth, your feelings do not matter. Your actions do. Most people let their emotions control them. They wait for motivation. And when it is not there, they do nothing. They get caught up in their moods, their distractions, their momentary struggles. But winners understand something deeper. Motion creates emotion. You do not wait to feel good before you take action. You take action, and then the feeling follows. And this is why the first 30 days of this plan will be the hardest, because your mind will resist. Your old habits will fight back. You will want to quit. You will want to slow down. You will hear every excuse in your head trying to pull you away from what you need to do. But this is the moment that separates the successful from the ones who fail. What do you do when you feel like quitting? That is the real test. And the answer is simple. You keep going, no matter how you feel, no matter how tired you are, no matter how much your mind tells you to stop. Because every time you push through resistance, you get stronger. Every time you do what you said you would do, you build trust in yourself. Every time you show up when it would have been easier to quit, you create momentum that cannot be stopped. And that is why the next 6 months will be different than anything you have ever done before. Because this time, there will be no breaks. This time, you will not slow down. This time, you will not make excuses. This time, you will train yourself to execute like a machine. And here is the secret. Once you master discipline, you will never need motivation again. You will not need someone to push you. You will not need external pressure. You will not need to feel like it, because action will be automatic. Most people never reach this level. They stay stuck in a cycle of starting and stopping. They work hard for a few days, then take a break. They push for a little while, then slow down. They get excited about success, but they never develop the habits that create it. And because of that, they live in a constant loop of frustration, always trying, but never achieving. But that will not be you, because the moment you stop relying on motivation, the moment you eliminate the need to feel ready, the moment you turn discipline into a habit, you will win every single time. So here is your challenge for the next 6 months. Remove emotion from your execution. No more debating. No more waiting. No more stopping when it gets hard. If something needs to be done, you do it. If you made a commitment to yourself, you follow through. If you set a goal, you execute until it is achieved, no matter what. This is the mindset of champions. This is the difference between the people who succeed and the people who stay stuck. It is not about luck. It is not about talent. It is about being the kind of person who does not stop, who does not quit, who does not slow down. And if you build this level of discipline, if you commit to this level of execution, if you refuse to let anything stop you, 6 months from now, you will not even recognize yourself. Now that you have eliminated distractions and built unshakable discipline, the next phase of the 6-month plan is to raise your standards in every area of your life. Because discipline alone is not enough. You can be consistent, you can show up every day, but if you are operating at the wrong level, you will never reach your true potential. The goal is not just to work hard, it is to work at the highest level possible. Most people stay stuck because they set their standards too low. They tell themselves they are doing enough, but they are really just doing what is comfortable. They put in effort, but not the kind of effort that actually transforms them. They get stuck in a pattern of just getting by instead of demanding the best from themselves. And that is why they never break through, because what you tolerate becomes your reality. If you tolerate excuses, you will live in excuses. If you tolerate mediocrity, you will stay average. If you tolerate half effort, you will never see full results. But if you raise your standards, if you demand excellence from yourself in everything you do, everything changes. This is the mindset of the elite. They do not settle. They do not cut corners. They do not allow themselves to move at the same speed as everyone else. They operate above the standard. They train harder. They execute better. They expect more from themselves than anyone else ever would. And because of that, they rise to the top while everyone else stays the same. And that is exactly what you must do for the next 6 months. You must raise your standards in your work, in your discipline, in your habits, in your mindset, in your physical and mental toughness. You must hold yourself to a level of excellence that forces you to grow. This means no more doing the bare minimum, no more just enough, no more working when it is convenient and stopping when it gets hard. If you commit to something, you go all in. If you set a goal, you give everything you have to achieve it. If you wake up, you attack the day like your life depends on it, because it does. This means training harder than you ever have before. Not just showing up, but pushing yourself past your limits. Not just doing the work, but demanding more from yourself every single day. If you used to stop at 10 reps, you go to 12. If you used to work for an hour, you work for 90 minutes. If you used to set small goals, you start setting massive ones. Because here is the truth. Growth only happens under pressure. If you are not uncomfortable, you are not growing. If you are not being challenged, you are not improving. If you are not struggling, you are not evolving. Comfort is the enemy of progress. And if you want to change your life in 6 months, you must chase discomfort. You must seek out challenges. You must force yourself to grow every single day. Most people do not do this. They avoid struggle. They look for the easy path. They want to change, but they do not want to be uncomfortable. And that is why they never reach their full potential. Because true transformation requires pain. It requires sacrifice. It requires pushing yourself past the point where most people quit. And that is what you must do. You must become obsessed with leveling up. You must demand excellence in everything. The way you train, the way you work, the way you think, the way you carry yourself, everything. There can be no weak points, no gaps in your discipline, no areas where you accept mediocrity. If something is not at the highest level, you fix it immediately. This is how you create massive results in a short period of time, by removing every weakness, by strengthening every part of your life, by making sure that every single move you make is moving you forward. And this is where most people fail. They set a high standard for a little while, but then they let it slip. They make progress, but then they slow down. They think they have done enough, so they relax. And before they know it, they are back where they started. But you will not let that happen. You will keep raising your standards every single day. You will not just maintain your progress. You will accelerate it. You will not just settle for what you have done. You will demand more. You will never let yourself go back to who you used to be. This means you must constantly evaluate yourself. You must hold yourself accountable. You must ask yourself every day, did I give my absolute best today? Did I push myself further than I did yesterday? Did I hold myself to the highest standard possible? And if the answer is no, then you fix it immediately. There is no room for average anymore. There's no room for hesitation. There's no room for slowing down. You are in full control of your future. And for the next 6 months, you will operate at a level that most people will never reach. Because once you raise your standards, once you demand excellence from yourself every single day, you will never go back. You will never settle. You will never accept anything less than your absolute best. At this point, you have taken control of your time, mastered discipline, and raised your standards. Now, the next phase of this 6-month plan is to develop an unshakable mindset. Because success is not just about working harder. It is not just about grinding every day. It is about building a mind so strong that nothing can break you. A mind that does not give in to doubt, does not surrender to fear, and does not get shaken by obstacles. Most people never reach their full potential because their mind is weak. They let fear control them. They let small failures discourage them. They get distracted by negativity, by what others think, by temporary setbacks. And because of that, they never stay consistent long enough to see real success. But you will not fall into that trap, because from this moment forward, you will train your mind to be stronger than your emotions, stronger than your fears, stronger than any obstacle that comes your way. You will develop the kind of mental toughness that allows you to keep moving forward no matter what. And this is where the real test begins, because over the next 6 months, you will face challenges. You will have moments where doubt creeps in. You will have days where everything in you wants to slow down. But those are the moments that separate the winners from everyone else. What do you do when things get hard? The weak mind breaks. It looks for an escape. It starts making excuses. It starts blaming circumstances. But the strong mind, it keeps moving forward. It does not break. It does not complain. It does not waste time feeling sorry for itself. It simply keeps going. And this is the mindset you must adopt. Nothing can stop me. Not pain, not fear, not struggle, not failure, nothing. Most people are controlled by their thoughts. They allow negativity to take over. They feed their fears. They focus on problems instead of solutions. But from this moment forward, you will control your mind. You will be intentional about what you allow into your head. You will remove negative thoughts the second they appear. You will refuse to give power to fear, doubt, or hesitation. This means being ruthless with your self-talk. No more saying, I hope I succeed. No more thinking, I'll try my best. No more entertaining thoughts of failure. From now on, you will only speak and think in absolutes. I will succeed. I will execute. I will dominate. Because here is the truth. Your mind controls your reality. If you believe you will succeed, you will. If you believe you are unstoppable, you are. If you believe that no matter what happens, you will keep going, then nothing in this world can stop you. But if you allow even a little bit of doubt in, if you let fear take up space in your head, if you hesitate for even a second, that is all it takes for weakness to creep in. And once weakness enters your mind, it spreads. And that is why you must protect your mindset, like your life depends on it, because it does. This means eliminating negativity. If something does not serve your growth, it does not belong in your mind. If people around you are negative, if they doubt you, if they try to pull you back to their level, you remove them from your life. If your environment is filled with distractions, if it is keeping you from operating at your highest level, you change it immediately. Because your mind is like a battlefield, and every day you are either winning or losing the battle inside your head. You're either feeding strength or feeding weakness. You're either reinforcing the belief that you are unstoppable or allowing doubt to slow you down. And this is the secret that most people never understand. Your life is a reflection of your mind. If your mind is weak, your results will be weak. If your mind is strong, your results will be strong. It is that simple. So for the next 6 months, you will train your mind with the same intensity that you train your body, your skills, and your discipline. You will strengthen it every single day. You will eliminate weakness from your thinking. You will not allow distractions, negativity, or fear to control you. And here is how you do it. You expose yourself to struggle on purpose. You put yourself in difficult situations. You challenge yourself daily. You do things that scare you, that make you uncomfortable, that force you to grow. Because the only way to build a strong mind is through resistance. Most people avoid struggle. They look for the easy way out. They try to escape discomfort, but that is why they stay weak. Because strength, real strength, is built by pushing through things that would break other people. And that is what you must do. For the next 6 months, you must seek out the things that make you uncomfortable. You must chase difficulty. You must put yourself in situations that test your limits. Because the more you do this, the stronger you will become. And once your mind is strong, nothing can stop you. So ask yourself, are you ready to control your mind? Are you ready to remove fear? Are you ready to eliminate doubt and hesitation forever? Because once you make that decision, once you fully commit to this level of mental strength, you will never go back to your old way of thinking. Now that you have built discipline, raised your standards, and developed an unshakable mindset, the final piece of this 6-month success plan is relentless execution. Because all the discipline in the world means nothing without action. All the right habits, all the right thoughts, all the right strategies are useless if you do not execute consistently at the highest level without hesitation. Most people never reach their full potential because they overthink instead of execute. They wait for the perfect moment. They tell themselves they need more time, more preparation, more information. And because of that, they stay stuck. They plan, but they never move. They think, but they never do. And eventually, they look back and realize they have wasted years waiting for conditions to be perfect, when all along, success was waiting for them to take action. But you will not make that mistake, because from this moment forward, you will become a machine of execution. You will not hesitate. You will not wait. You will not let fear or doubt slow you down. If something needs to be done, you will do it immediately. And this is the biggest shift that will separate you from the majority. Because most people talk about what they are going to do. They dream about success. They tell themselves that one day they will finally take action. But winners, they do not talk. They do not dream. They execute. Every single day. No excuses. No hesitation. No waiting. This is how you make massive progress in 6 months. Not by moving when you feel ready, not by waiting until conditions are perfect, but by taking action right now, even if you do not have all the answers, even if you are not 100% prepared, even if fear is screaming in your head, because here is the truth. Action kills fear. Action builds confidence. Action creates momentum. Most people think they need to feel confident before they take action, but it is the opposite. Confidence does not come from thinking. It comes from doing. The more you act, the more you push yourself, the more you step into the unknown, the stronger you become. And before you know it, the things that once scared you, the things that once made you hesitate, the things that once felt impossible become easy. So from now on, you will operate with urgency. No more procrastination. No more delays. No more, I'll do it later. If something needs to be done, you do it immediately. If there is an opportunity, you take it without hesitation. If a challenge arises, you face it head on. This means you will move faster than everyone else. You will work harder. You will push further. And because of that, you will separate yourself from the crowd. While others are still thinking, still debating, still making excuses, you will already be 10 steps ahead, building momentum, gaining ground, creating success. And this is the secret that high performers understand. Speed matters. The faster you move, the more opportunities you create. The more momentum you build, the easier success becomes. Because once you are in motion, once you are locked in, once you have momentum on your side, nothing can stop you. Most people never experience this because they never move fast enough to build real momentum. They stop and start. They take action, then hesitate. They make a little progress, then slow down. But winners, they do not stop. They do not take breaks. They do not slow down once they start seeing results. They keep accelerating. And that is what you must do for the next 6 months. You must become relentless. You must execute at a speed and intensity that most people cannot keep up with. You must remove hesitation, eliminate delays, and train yourself to move forward without fear. Because this is how success happens fast. It is not magic. It is not luck. It is not some secret formula. It is just massive, relentless action every single day. It is making sure that not a single moment is wasted. It is pushing forward no matter what. It is refusing to slow down, refusing to take your foot off the gas, refusing to settle for anything less than maximum progress. And once you do this, you will realize something incredible. You are capable of far more than you ever thought. The limits you thought you had, they were never real. The doubts in your head, they were just illusions. The things you once feared, they were only obstacles because you hesitated. But now you are moving. Now you are executing. Now you are proving to yourself that nothing can stop you. And this is where transformation happens. Because once you start operating at this level, once you make execution your default setting, you will never go back to the way you used to be. You will never again be the person who hesitates, who second guesses, who lets fear or laziness slow them down. You will have become a different person. Someone who is sharp, someone who is fast, someone who dominates in every area of life. So ask yourself, am I ready to execute like never before? Am I ready to move faster, work harder, push further than I ever have? Am I ready to eliminate hesitation, to remove fear, to take massive action every single day until my success is inevitable? Because if the answer is yes, then the next 6 months will be the most powerful months of your life. You have made the decision. A decision that most people will never make. A decision to take full control of your time, your discipline, your mindset, and your execution. A decision to commit to 6 months of absolute focus. 6 months of relentless action. 6 months of becoming the strongest, sharpest, most unstoppable version of yourself. And now the only thing left to do is follow through. Because here is the truth. 6 months of extreme focus can put you years ahead. 6 months of eliminating distractions, eliminating excuses, eliminating hesitation can change your entire life. 6 months of executing every single day with no breaks, no wasted time, no stopping, can take you from where you are right now to a place you never thought possible. But only if you commit fully, not halfway, not with a mindset of I'll try, not with excuses about why it might be too hard, fully, with everything you have, with every ounce of effort, every moment of focus, every drop of discipline inside of you. Most people never do this. They stay in the cycle of starting and stopping. They make progress, then let up. They get excited, then lose motivation. And because of that, they never see what they are truly capable of. But you are not like most people. Because now you know the truth. You know that success is not about luck. It is not about waiting. It is not about hoping things will change. It is about executing relentlessly. So from this moment forward, there is no turning back. You are all in. Every day, you will wake up and attack your goals with intensity. You will protect your time. You will push yourself beyond your limits. You will eliminate every weakness, every distraction, every excuse that could slow you down. You will execute with precision, with focus, with a kind of hunger that separates winners from everyone else. And 6 months from now, you will look back and realize that this was the moment you stopped waiting, the moment you stopped making excuses, the moment you decided once and for all that nothing was going to stop you. This is not the end. This is just the beginning. Because the person you are becoming, the person you are building over these next 6 months, will never go back to the way things used to be. Once you reach this level, once you develop this kind of momentum, once you see how powerful you truly are, you will never want to slow down again. So go. Move with speed. Move with purpose. Move with the kind of intensity that forces success to happen. Because the next 6 months are yours. And when they are over, the world will not recognize you.